Hi there, welcome back to our course. In the previous section, we have talked about the first two dimensions of intercultural communication competence. Now, in this section, we will continue to discuss the next two dimensions. The third one is the psychomotor dimension. The psychomotor dimension of intercultural communication is the actual implementation of the knowledge and affective dimensions. It is related to how to do culture in actions, and it often involves behaviors and skills. The elements of the psychomotor dimension are verbal and nonverbal performance and role enactment. Verbal performance is how people use language. A person who is unable to engage in a conversation cannot be interculturally competent, even though he or she masters the rules of the language, such as phonology, morphology, syntax, and semantics. Nonverbal performance is also an important part of the psychomotor dimension. There is difference in nonverbal communication between cultures, and when people from two cultures meet, there is a high possibility for misunderstanding and confusion. One may have knowledge of a certain culture's nonverbal ways of communicating, but may not be able to act accordingly. That person cannot be a competent intercultural communicator either. Role enactment refers to how well one conveys the appropriate verbal and nonverbal information according to one's relative position and role in the culture. Different cultures expect different verbal and nonverbal behaviors for sex and occupation roles. Thus, it is very important to understand the two role positions if you want to become competent in intercultural communication. The fourth dimension of intercultural communication competence is the actual situation in which intercultural communication occurs, or the situational features dimension. Your intercultural communication competence varies with the situation. You may be looked on as competent in one situation, but not in another. Some situational features may influence competence, such as the environmental context, previous contact, status difference, and third-party interventions. Intercultural communication may occur in a classroom, a hospital, or a company. In each case, the physical characteristics of the setting affect the communication as well as your intercultural communication competence. Due to the dynamic nature of competence, all your previous contact with people from different cultures may enhance your intercultural communication competence. Despite your knowledge about another culture and the motivation to interact, status differences may affect your choice of verbal and nonverbal strategies. In some cultures, status determines the order of speaking and the types of codes to use in a given situation. Since your status may be relatively high in one situation and low in another, you should be attentive of how the communication will vary accordingly. You should know about code switching according to who you talk to. The intervention of a third party may notably change the dynamics of the situation and hence your competence. With the addition of that person, yours as well as your interlocutor's status may suddenly go up or down. The sex of the third party may also alter the situational characteristics. Topics which were appropriate just a moment ago may not be suitable for discussion. You should keep a sharp eye on those changing features of the situation and adjust your verbal and nonverbal communication accordingly.